everyone, welcome back to my channel. Perfect Mess here, aka Luna, here to talk about some more emotional type things. There's so much going on in the world right now, and I know that everyone has their own feelings about it. Some people are freaking out, some people are a little more calm, some people aren't taking it seriously at all, but I'm here today just to kind of talk about my perspective on everything. If you haven't watched my very first video where I talk about having anxiety and how I deal with it, you can go back. I'll probably post a link down below, but I mean there's only one other video on my channel besides this one now. So with the coronavirus going on right now, I'm sure everyone that has anxiety, depression, all of those fun facts are probably having slight nervous breakdowns right now. I did go through my time where I had to kind of take a step back and reassess everything and how I was taking in social media, just because it's too much right now. If you're a Facebooker, for instance, I'd say if you're having some anxiety from this or some deep-rooted depression coming from all this, take a step back from Facebook. That seems to have really helped me. Nothing against Facebook, I love it, but there's just a lot of news on there, and not always correct news. A lot of the times it's fake news, or I guess I want to call it like glamorized news, or clickbait news. It's just so much, it's so much negative information on there, and I couldn't take it anymore. I was on there all the time. I was clicking this, clicking that, and looking at the numbers, and it took over, and I went to a dark place. So I had to stop. With that being said, that doesn't mean that I've buried my head in the sand and just ignored everything. I would say maybe once a week I do take in some sort of news type information, just to kind of see where we are. Now, I am definitely practicing the social distancing. I haven't been able to physically be close to my mom or my mother-in-law or my little brother-in-law for weeks now, just because I want to avoid anything that could come from me being around my other family members. There's so many people that are walking around that are asymptomatic, and they're going on living their life without a mask, spreading germs everywhere, spreading the virus everywhere. And that's the problem, that not nobody, but a lot of people aren't really taking this seriously. And a lot of people have that in their head that, oh, it's only for older people. I'm not gonna have to worry about it. If I do get it, then I'm gonna be fine. But you have to think about others around you and how it may affect them. And sometimes younger people don't recover from it. So, I mean, you really need to take that in, that, you know, this is serious. Things can get closer to a newer normal if we all just kind of listen and step back, because there's so much that even the specialists don't really know about this. So, I mean, like I said, I had a moment where I just freaked out. I cried, and I had to do that on my own time, just because I don't want my son to freak out and realize really how different this is. I mean, he knows just because we've been having to do the homeschooling, and he can't see any of his family, and his birthday's coming up, so he knows that things are definitely different. We can't, you know, live life like how we were, going shopping, doing this and that, going out to eat. So he understands, but I just don't want him to be afraid. And, you know, for adults, it's okay to be afraid of what's going on in the outside world, but I don't want my son to grow up with the type of anxiety that I have. I'm hoping that he can process it a little bit better than I do. Now, in my last video, I also talked about with having anxiety and depression, having to take medication for that, and how that shouldn't be a stigma for people. And I know that right now it's probably hitting some of us very hard, to the point where our medication isn't working like how it used to. So with that being said, don't be afraid to contact your doctor to ask them to adjust your medications. I know a lot of these doctors are actually doing virtual visits or over the phone consults, or even you could email them if you have some sort of online portal. I actually was able to get in contact with my doctor and tell him that, you know, I don't feel like my medication is doing what it needs to. I don't want to have to take a Xanax just to get through the day all the time. So is there something that we can do? So I was able to readjust my medication, and since then I have felt better. Now, don't get me wrong, I still have bouts of anxiety. I mean, I can feel it pretty much every day, but it's not all day long like it was before we adjusted my medication. So I just want everyone to know that that's okay if you have to do that. This is a stressful time. There's people that have never experienced anxiety or depression, and now they're experiencing it and they don't really understand. So I did hear a funny little blurb about shout out to my psychiatrist or doctor and the chemicals that have prepared me for times like this, because while everyone's freaking out about their social anxiety, I have been preparing for this for years. So that's pretty much how I'm taking this, is that I'm just a little bit more prepared than others with the anxiety. I don't want to feel like I'm somebody that's running around screaming that, I'm on fire, I'm on fire. That's a little bit how you feel at first when you kind of look at the news. So like I said, take a step back, kind of see things as they are, that, you know, we just need to be more responsible with how we're going out and living our lives. Wear a mask, wear gloves if you feel like it. Of course, wash your hands 20 seconds or more. Wear gloves if you feel like you need to, hand sanitizer, all those good things. But then also just kind of see this time that you are quarantined as more time with your family, at least your family at home. I know that we've been playing a lot more games here. Of course, I'm cooking all the time now because I really don't want to go and grab food from somewhere. So, I mean, you're saving money, although there are a lot of groceries that I always have to get now. But yeah, we're playing a lot more games. I'm spending a lot more time with my son. Side note to that, thank you to all the teachers, because your job is hard and I totally feel for you. And I'm sure there's so many parents right now that are crying for their teachers to come back and be able to have their kids back in school. That's a hard job. And I don't think that most parents even do the full amount of time that your kid would usually go to school, just because we're having to do the computer kind of login and all of that, worksheets. So it's a little bit harder. Your kid can't really go off to a specials or go out for recess and play with friends. And so, I mean, it is a little bit harder in that aspect, but I totally feel for the teachers now, because it's a hard job. So definitely try and see these times right now as kind of a glass half full type of situation. I know that a lot of people have lost their jobs or are on furlough or have reduced hours like myself. So I mean, it's tough and scary, all of the above. I've kind of tried to see things as, you know, we're all in this together. It's not just me, it's not just my city, it's not just my state, it's everyone all around. So I just have to remind myself that, you know, there's systems and assistance put in place to kind of help us out during this time. And I can't really be too upset about it just because there's nothing I can do about it. There's not a whole lot of ways to go out and make extra money. I could go and be in the grocery stores as a worker there just because I know that they are short-handed. And just honestly, I don't think that I could handle it mentally. If push came to shove, then I know that I would have to, or my husband would have to, but with my anxiety, I feel like I would probably have a nervous breakdown. So once again, another shout out to everyone that's on the front lines, healthcare workers, grocery store workers, delivery drivers, any of them. Thank you so much for what you do. You are amazing, and thank you. That's all you can really say is thank you. And I hope that all the companies out there are going above and beyond for those employees, because they are really putting themselves out there on the front line. So definitely, you know, like I said, it is stressful times, but don't take that out on the people around you. Or when you do go out and venture out, everyone's going through the same thing. Everyone's stressed out, everyone's scared. So, you know, like I said, just try and see things as glass half full, and thank the people around you. Even if you're doing like a curbside pickup at one of your local grocery stores, try and write a note on there that, you know, thank you for what you're doing. I appreciate it. I know I would love to be able to give the people tips that are bringing out my groceries financially. I can't right now, but I do try and always leave them a note telling them I appreciate what they're doing and I recognize their bravery to be out there. I know to some people it might sound crazy for me to be saying that someone that works at a grocery store is brave, but they are around tons of people all the time, and tons of people that aren't being respectful of social distancing, respectful of wearing a mask, or respectful of any of those things. So I definitely just want to say thank you to them. And I have quite a few friends that are healthcare workers, and a huge shout out to them. It's amazing what they do. It's scary. I'm sure it's like a war zone in there. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, like I was saying, it's scary right now. It's totally understandable to have all the feelings that you're having. If you really feel like what's going on inside of you is uncontrollable, if you just feel overwhelmed, you feel like you're drowning, reach out and talk to somebody. I really feel like that has helped me. I voice when I feel like I'm spiraling downwards. If not to my husband, I will talk to my mom, talk to my friends, you know, anybody that I trust. I'm gonna reach out to them. If you don't have anyone that's close to you like that, there's definitely organizations out there that are willing to listen to you. Like I said, reach out to your doctor, ask somebody for help. These times are scary, and for anybody that's alone, I know that it has to feel worse. Another thing that I've really liked is actually using this app called House Party. Since I can't really be around my friends and see them and play games, this app is amazing. So it's a video chat, or yeah, like a video chat type thing, and there's different games that you can play with the people that you're on the video chat with. So we've played Heads Up, the Ellen game. We've played a type of charades type game, played trivia. It's a lot of fun. So that's kind of helped me through how different it is right now, because I'm used to being able to go to the grocery store, being able to go have something to eat with my friends, go out and have drinks with my friends. So I mean, even though you are at home, just kind of see it like that, hey, I can still kind of do those things. It just may not be person to person. It's all virtual. And you know, it's not the same, but it gives you that feeling too, that connection with somebody else. And I know some people have also complained that they feel like being around their family in the house all the time is just overwhelming. I haven't experienced that, but you know, my husband will go and play video games, my son will go play video games or go play with his toys, and I'll go off and, you know, we go in different directions, and then we'll come back together and do things together. So I mean, you do need to take your break from each other, so don't kind of burn that candle all at once. Take time for yourself also, because I mean, with anyone, you're gonna get burnt out on them. You kind of, too many personalities all together all at once for too long can get a little maddening. So you do have to kind of give each other a break. I know that's also hard for some people, that their situation, their household situation doesn't really permit that. Go outside, sit outside for a little while, take a breather. I know that that's helped. Meditation really helps. There's an app called Meditopia, Meditopia, that's also helped me. I know sometimes I have to work late shifts, and once I get off, my anxiety is a little more, kind of kicked up, and I won't get off until really late, so it's kind of hard for me to wind back down. That app actually has something that kind of talks you down to help you go to sleep. There's also another side to the app that does have like a meditation side, so you can also take that and go meditate somewhere. So those are other little steps that have also helped me, just because you don't want to feel like you have to keep upping your medication, so kind of do other things to try and help combat that. Try and maybe do less caffeine, go outside and walk more. Definitely the fresh air has helped me a lot. We've been taking a lot more family walks, taking the dog out, just kind of enjoy being around your family, being able to have the time to slow down and take a walk. I feel like before all of this, we were always, I don't have enough time to do that. I don't have enough time to do this, do that. Well, you have the time now. It may not be under the best circumstances, but you know, all these things I named are, if not free, then very low cost to do. So do that. I mean, that app, the house party app is free. Taking a walk, of course, is free. Cutting down caffeine is free. Just having family time with your family is free. Now, if you do need to just kind of go off by yourself, you know, watch some Netflix. There's some great things on Netflix. I'll probably make another video to talk about some shows that are binge-worthy on Netflix. I have tons of things on my watch list, or soon-to-be watch list. So I'll make a video about that. Also, another fun thing to do is listen to a podcast, kind of while you're just kind of tuning out the world, clean the house, do whatever, organize. That's a fun thing to do too. I'll probably make some sort of list for a podcast also. I'm a true crime person, so a lot of mine will be geared towards that. So if that's not your wheelhouse, then sorry. That's what I live for. I love true crime. So I'll probably make a video about that also. Or here's another thing. If you're a girl that loves to put on makeup, and I know right now most of us have kind of just let everything go. We're not wearing anything that doesn't have elastic in it. Just try and get dressed. Do your makeup, do your hair, make yourself feel nice. I know when you're just kind of lounging around all the time, that kind of makes you not feel the greatest about yourself. Honestly, this is probably the first time I've put on makeup in over a month. So I mean, it makes you feel a lot better, just to kind of feel like you have a reason to get ready or look nice. You can also do like date nights at home with your significant other, if you have a husband or somebody that you live with, a husband, wife, whatever. Trying to have a date night at home after you put the kids to bed or whatever you have to do. make dinner, or you can go and grab something to eat. There's lots of local businesses that are still open. Go and support your local restaurants just to try and help the economy keep going. Grab something to eat, turn down the lights, have a nice little date night at home. That way, you know, it kind of takes that staleness out of the day-to-day. You're doing something a little bit different. You put on something nice to wear. You can sit and have dinner, talk, turn off the electronics, do all that. I know a lot of people are probably sitting at home on Facebook, TikTok, all of that all day long. So maybe that's a nice little getaway. So I think that kind of brings us to an end. Like I said, I just want to come on and tell everyone that it's okay to feel worried, feel scared, all those things. Like I said, have my time. I step back, reflected. Sometimes you have to do that. Journal, do whatever you have to do just to kind of reflect on things. Like I said, reach out to somebody that's close to you. Do what you have to do just to kind of get those feelings out. Don't hold them in. It's okay to be afraid. This is uncharted territory for everyone. But we'll survive. We'll make it through this. Just remember, wash your hands, social distance, stay at home, be safe, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching my video. I'll be back with some more since I have a little more time now. But thank you again. Bye.